Okay, we're just gonna try this without really having a plan going in. Hi, Andy here. Today I am going to be doing a short kind of discussion video about different reading speeds and my experiences with the speed of my own reading and how that's evolved and different things that I have had thoughts about recently. As you might be able to tell based upon my different surroundings here, I'm at college now, so I don't know if this is going to be the angle I shoot at all the time. It's just the angle I'm shooting at right now. So, to get right into what we're talking about today, I want to preface this with a little bit of me and my life in relation to reading speeds. Basically, since I have been a small child, I have been a very fast reader in comparison to a lot of my friends, and I still am a very fast reader in comparison to a lot of my peers, and a lot of other people as well. There were people who would, every time they'd see me, I'd be reading a different book, and they would extrapolate out of that I read so ridiculously fast, which in some ways, I kind of do. I can read particularly fast when it comes to certain kinds of literature, particularly when it comes to young adult literature. And I'm holding up this book specifically. It's called Now You See It by Vivian van Velde, because this is the most recent book that I've read very quickly, that I have finished very quickly. I read this in 2 sittings. It's 288 pages or so. It's a young adult novel about a girl who has to wear glasses and kind of hates them, and then they break and she can't see at all. Like, she has a terrible, terrible eyesight. So then she finds these magical glasses, like sunglasses, and she puts them on and she's like, oh my god, they're like exactly my prescription, what is this? And then she starts seeing weird things like fairies and elves and stuff. Then the story continues from there. But basically, I read this in 2 short sittings. It took me 2 days of busy college days to finish this book, and that's really fast for some people, but for me this is what I would consider a ridiculously short book. It's got quite a large font, it's got lots of, white space, it's young adult, which is something I understand completely, and so in some ways, in some books, I do read ridiculously fast, but it depends largely on the book. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to really talk about was how I have felt like for a long time that I need to keep up that reading speed with other genres and other types of literature, and so when it takes me a long time to finish a book, I almost start to feel bad about it, like I should be reading it faster, like I should be farther than this, like somehow I should be able to understand these things better because I am able to read other kinds of literature faster. The point of this video is that is kind of a crap mindset to have, and that's not a mindset that I want to have. For example, a book that I have to read for class is The Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems by Galileo. This is a non-fiction translation of an Italian science, treatise on astronomy from the 1600s. That's what it is. It is like 580 pages. It has, smaller text than the previous book, and it's dense. It's quite dense. It's full of logic and rhetoric type things and Galileo trying to prove his points, but but I'm not used to reading this kind of book. And because I'm not used to reading this kind of book, it makes it much more difficult for me to read it quickly. And so it has taken me 3 or 4 days to get about 50 pages in. And I don't want to feel bad about that, because people read different things at different speeds, and I don't look down on other people for reading things slowly. I mean, sure, sometimes it kind of makes me sad because I know that they haven't read the things that I want them to read, because I know that they will love them, because they just don't have the time at the moment, or they're in the middle of it and they're not getting through it. I want to talk to them about it, but I don't look down on them for reading at a different speed. It's not like I have any negative opinions about that for other people, but for myself, I consistently feel like I should be able to read this faster because I have always been the one who reads really fast, which is ridiculous. I don't need to feel like that. and I don't think that other people should feel like that. Yeah, I don't really know what the point of this video was, except for that I wanted to share those thoughts that I had with you. I don't think, I mean, what do you guys think about reading speeds? Do you think that it's important? I think that there's a lot of emphasis placed on how fast you read, and I think also on BookTube it's kind of a bit of, not like an issue, like a problem, but like something that I think we need to actively think about. Like, some people can read 10 books in a month. Some people can't. Some people just don't have the time. But they still are booktubers, they still are readers, they still... So there's a lot of things that I think there are to think about, and I'm not trying to denigrate anyone or anything in terms of this stuff. I just think that these are things that we need to continue, you know, keeping aware of, so we don't accidentally start giving credence and giving preference to the people who read faster. Because just because you read faster doesn't necessarily mean you read better, and just because you read faster doesn't necessarily mean you read worse. So I just want everyone to keep that in mind. Great. Yes, like this. If you liked this, please, if you want to see more of my face and more of me talking about reading, then, you know, subscribe, come back in the comments. Please, talk about this. Why not? I approve of discussions. That's the entire reason that I made this video, so what do you think about reading speeds? What do you think are some possible pitfalls that we should avoid in terms of thinking about other people's reading speeds and our own reading speeds? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye!